5 years after its launch, we're headed back to where it all began. Call of Duty Warzone's original Battle Royale map, Verdansk. Season 3 is bringing this legendary battleground back with some exciting updates. And we wanted to know, where are you dropping first? We asked you to vote for your top landing spots, and we also caught up with some IGN staffers and friends to reminisce about those epic Warzone moments. So let's jump in. Here are some of the top locations you can't wait to revisit in Verdansk, along with some of the unforgettable memories we made along the way. With over 4,000 votes from IGN users, here are the top 3 spots you're most eager to drop into in Verdansk. In third place, if you take a hit in battle, this is probably where you want to crawl to. It's Hospital. In second place, a spot you might visit just once a week in real life, but in Verdansk, it's a full-blown loot fest every single day. It's Superstore. And at number 1, the ultimate drop zone you voted for, normally a place people are trying to break out of, but here you're diving straight in. It's Prison. Now that we know where most of you are landing, let's take a trip down memory lane and relive some of the best moments we had in Verdansk.
I think playing Verdansk before, I had some of the best gunfights of my video gaming life at Verdansk, especially on the train, jacking the train, taking that over and fighting everybody off of the train as everybody comes down is like one of my favorite gaming memories, as well as sniping from the airport control tower. Oh my God, I've gotten some amazing shots off of that. I mean, I've gotten amazing shots and been celebrating those shots and then getting shot in the face right after, but it's a blast. I cannot wait for that to come back.
For the squad I was playing with, Hills was always a fun place to drop. The only issue was if someone else, like another squad, was dropping with you, you very quickly found that like circular bit in the middle with the fountain just always became a place for a shootout. We'd actually just go off to a place to the left that was just a construction yard, and we just started affectionately calling it Connie one day. And then that actually just became our regular place to drop. We'd always just be looking at the map going, where are we dropping? Connie, let's go there.
Verdansk makes me think of the time that my friends who were really, really into Call of Duty and big Warzone players invited me to play with them. They would always want to drop into the stadium, and I thought that was sick because that was a really cool set piece. And also there was the ball, and I discovered that if you could shoot the ball into the goal and you would get a little celebration. And I remember the first time I actually managed that before having to actually help the team. They were in need of help, and I was just on the voice chat like, I did it, I got a goal, and they were like, where are you?
Me and the team that I would play with, we tended to avoid the hotspots, the popular drop points, and we had our own little place which we affectionately called Old Faithful, which is a little building just south of the military base. And if you were lucky, you could drop there, you could maybe win a contested battle, you could get enough money, there will be a buy station there to get a loadout, and then you could either defend the area. And we had so many good battles around Old Faithful. But for us, it meant that we could actually have a good solid game before the real sweaty players could come in and just annihilate you straight off the bat.
The word killbox gets thrown around a lot these days, but I think it really describes Prison. That was the place that the people with the real cojones, the real brass balls, they jumped out at Prison because there was a bunch of stuff you could get at Prison. It was the place to go for good stuff, but that's where everyone went. So if you're the kind of Battle Royale player who likes to hide in the bush until everyone else has died, Prison is not the place for you. Prison is the place that you go to get the good stuff, and if you can't throw down, if you can't hold your own, you will die almost immediately. Absolute killbox. Now that Verdansk is coming back, I'm excited to head back to Prison and see if it remains a brutal killbox to this day, or maybe it's become a nicer place to hang out. I wouldn't hold my breath though.
Some of my favourite Warzone memories, and of Verdansk in particular, were just kind of taking a moment out of the action actually and chilling out with friends on some of those really tall rooftops in downtown. We were kind of camping, but not really camping. It was just kind of taking a moment to use those roofs as a chat room with friends and occasionally snipe people on other roofs, send an airstrike their way, that sort of thing. We weren't really looking to win the game. If the circle headed towards us, great, but we kind of just wanted to sit on those roofs. I love those roofs so much that I even made a whole video about the top 10 roofs of Warzone. It was the middle of the pandemic. I was going slightly insane, but you know what? I had so much fun with that game.
So, where will you be dropping, and what epic memories will you create? Jump back into Verdansk when it returns to Call of Duty Warzone on April 3rd, available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And for everything Call of Duty, stick with RGN.